Hello and welcome to the race briefing video for Sunday's North Chilterns 50k. My name is Chris, I am the event director, and as always just going to run through the basics and everything that you need to know ahead of getting there on Sunday. Everything that I am going to talk about is all on our website, so if you sort of need anything or you want to download some of the resources that I mentioned, then head over to runawayadventures.com. I know some of you haven't signed up directly through our website, have signed up from different places, so the sort of central place for everything is our website, so head over to there if you want to download anything. Now, just to go through the sort of, basics, let's start at kind of getting there in the morning. So the event venue is at a place called Puttridge Berry, nice big event venue, easy to find. If you want the full address, then I'll put that on the screen now, but it's also available. Just type it into Google Maps and you'll find it no problem. The venue itself is going to open from 7:45, okay? So get yourself there from 7:45 onwards. And when you're arriving, you'll get parked, and then you are following some blue arrow signs to the back of the building. We'll have a few marshals around, point you in the right direction, but you're going towards the back of the building, and you will see that we've got a room there set up, which will have our registration in it. And at registration, you'll be picking up your race bib for the day. Looks something like that. And then you will also have a timing wristband that corresponds to your race number. And this timing wristband will get scanned as you cross the finish line to record your individual time. And then we actually do take it back off you, so don't go home with these wristbands. But that's all you need to pick up. We'll have safety pins there, and then you can sort of settle in and wait for the start, which will be at 9 o'clock. We will have tea and coffee refreshments available free of charge at the registration area. There's also somewhere you can drop a bag, but the car parking is a very, very short walk away. So registration will stay open until about 8:40, 8:45. So yeah, I would arrive anytime really between 7:45 and about 8:30. And then at 8:50-ish, I'm going to do a little safety briefing and just say hello to everyone. And for this race, we walk you down to the closest footpath, which takes a couple of minutes to make sure there's no bottlenecks right at the start of the race. So 8:55 or so, be ready to go, and we're going to walk everyone down together to that start line. When you finish, you are running all the way back into the venue, so you will finish right next to where we are registering. You'll see the big inflatable finish line when you get there. The other thing to say is if you pre-ordered a t-shirt, I'm actually wearing the t-shirts here. These are technical running t-shirts for this year. So if you've pre-ordered a t-shirt, we're going to have those ready for you at a little event shop where the tea and coffee is being served from. So you can go over there and pick it up. And you can also purchase one if you'd also like one. They're £10. And we've got them in small, medium, large, sort of male unisex, or the woman's fit. We've got some left in size 8 and size 10. So yeah, you can do that on the website, or you can do that on the day. I'd kind of recommend doing it beforehand if you can, because it sort of guarantees that we can allocate the sizes and things like that. But yeah, if you want one, we should have one. Some people have pre-ordered a collapsible runaway cup. Again, we'll have those for you available to collect at the registration area. And again, if you want to buy one, we'll have those on sale as well. So that's the start, nice and simple. Now the race route is 50 kilometers, so you're off on a fair old run. It's going to be a really nice day out. The weather's looking, if anything, too warm, but it's pretty good conditions, given it's October. You've got about 800 meters of elevation to do, so it's not flat, so be prepared for some hills. And there are 3 checkpoints on the route, okay? So you've got 14.8, 28.9 and 37.5. So that's Barton, a playing field in Barton. You've got a pub called The View, and then the third one is at a village hall in Offaly. So those are your 3 checkpoints. Now at those checkpoints we'll have plenty of things available. This is a cupless race, and if you want to take on any fluids, you're going to need something to put them in. Now, part of the mandatory equipment is you need to have at least 500 mils capacity on your all times. So, and that's not a recommendation, that's just like mandatory what you need. Most of you are going to be having a litre, and a lot of you will carry a cup with you. So if you want to take anything on board, you'll need something to put that into. I know most of you'll have that, but if this is your first ultra, yeah, just bear in mind that there won't be hundreds of cups where you can take water from at the aid stations. You'll need to fill up your own reusable bottles, but we will have water, some Coke. Checkpoint 2 and 3 will have the pre-mixed electrolyte drink, which also had some carbs in it. We'll have gels, sweets, we'll have lots of fresh fruit and jelly babies, whatever, all that sort of stuff. So that's the aid stations. Now, of course, if you need to, any of these stations, you need some help, you need some support, talk to a marshal. And there are also lots of marshals out on the route. So if you ever do need some assistance, just speak to anyone that's wearing a yellow or an orange high-vis out on the route and they'll help you out. We also do have, if there's any form of emergency, there is a phone number on your bib at all times which you can call, and that goes straight through to race control, and then we can respond and help you with anything that might be happening at that time. So yeah, do make a note of that if you can, just save that in your phone. Other mandatory kits, as I said, yeah, having 500 mils of water capacity at a minimum, having your phone on you. You do need to carry a second layer, so a jacket of some sort. It doesn't need to be fully waterproof, but something that you can put on in an instance of it getting pretty cold or you're stopping. Some form of payment, again, in case you need to stop and you need to get yourself somewhere, some cash or a bank card, a reusable cup if you want to be taking stuff from the aid station, and crucially, and I'll come to this in a minute, a digital version of the route or a printed paper map with the route marked on it. And I'll come to why that we need that in a second. Well, no, let's cover that now. So yeah, navigation. So the navigation, the entire route is marked with our orange arrow signage, and it comes in a few different formats. So we've got these ones, we've got a few that are a bit smaller, we've got a few that are a bit bigger. You may actually even see just at the entrances to some of the aid stations have these absolutely massive fluorescent yellows or orange, yellow and black signage just to sort of get you into the checkpoints. Make sure you don't miss those. And we also have scattered everywhere our orange ribbons as well. So that's all going to be out, that's going to be checked, and that's going to be in place. And the only reason we ask you to carry the digital version is just as a backup. You never know what happens on the day, and unfortunately you do get people on these sorts of events for whatever reason deciding to tamper with the signage, move it, or just remove it completely. We do check that throughout the day and we do try and get ahead of that, but having the route on your watch or your phone just in case that happens is such a lifesaver. So do get that downloaded. Now if you go onto our website, we've got the raw GPX, we've got the route on OS Maps, we've got the route on Google, Garmin and a few other places. And as I say, it is just a backup, but do get that sorted so that you don't have to worry about that if you get to a turning and you don't see a sign for whatever reason. Now, on all of the key turnings, in terms of, places we deem it pretty likely that you wouldn't, you might get lost, we've stuck a marshal there. So we've got loads of runaway marshals and we've got loads of people from the Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire 4x4 response group who are absolutely brilliant, and they'll be out on some of the road crossings as well, making sure you get across safely. And just bear in mind that not all of the road crossings are marshalled. The main dangerous ones are, but just, have a bit of self-awareness around what you're doing. I know you're part of a race, but you're still out on the public footpath network. You're crossing open roads that could be busy at different times during the morning, so just be super mindful of that. Cool, so that's all the things really to do with the route. Now, shoes. People always ask what kind of shoes I should wear for this event, and I always say trail running shoes, but it depends. At this time of year you would normally expect there to be a bit more mud. It's still pretty dry out there, so you're not going to be dealing with sort of ankle deep mud at the moment, which is fantastic. It's going to be pretty dry and pretty hard throughout, but it is still off-road. And although you get some nice gravel paths, you get a few country lanes, you're going to get lots of really uneven stuff, rooty trails, that kind of thing. So something that's going to give you the stability and a little bit of grip that you're going to need out there. Cool. Cut-offs, just going to mention that. So obviously being October, it gets dark pretty early, so it's going to start getting dark by about 6:30. Now 6 PM is our cut-off at the finish line, and we're going to be pretty tight with that, because obviously if you slip 15-20 minutes on that, then you might be out there in the dark and you're not going to have head torches with you. The signs that we have aren't reflective and everything, so it's really important that we have everyone either stopped running or finished by 6 PM. Now what that means in terms of cut-offs at checkpoints is we're going to be keeping an eye on checkpoint 2, which I say is 28.9 Ks. You should be past and out of there by 2 in order to be on that 6-hour time. And for checkpoint 3, which is 37.1, you need to be out of there by 3:40 PM. Again, to hit that 6 PM time. Now, if we do start the event a few minutes late, we'll push those a couple of minutes. But yeah, just keep an eye on that, and if you're one of those people that's just going to be on that line, just make sure you've got those numbers in your head so you can work towards that and get out those checkpoints before one of our marshals might come have a word with you. Last couple of things to say is, you know, be really respectful of the countryside that you're running within. It's an absolutely beautiful part of the world, and we don't want to add anything to it. So we don't want you to drop any litter. We need you to close any gates that you open. There is some livestock that you're going to be running past. Those are mainly sheep. There aren't any cows on the route, mainly sheep, and we don't want any sheep escaping. So please close any gates. You may well see some horses out on bridleways. Be super respectful to horse riders, and you know, make them aware that you're there, and you know, if you need to stop or slow down just to keep everyone safe. And also, you know, anyone that's out just walking for the day, do say hello and just keep your smile on your face, and everyone will really appreciate that. You know, in particular me, who sometimes gets phone calls from disgruntled locals or whatever. So yeah, let's try and keep the vibes high throughout. Other thing probably is spectators. If you've got people following you along, they are more than welcome to meet you out on the route and say hello to you. We can't have, so no paces are allowed, so no running with your runner. So if you've got people that are going to come run with you for 5 kilometers, that's not permitted as part of UK athletics rules. So please don't encourage anyone to do that. You can, as I say, yeah, spectators can sort of see you run past them. I would say in terms of the checkpoints, like checkpoint 1 is a playing field, absolutely loads of room. Checkpoint 2 is a pub, and the pub is really happy for you to come down and sit in the pub. They serve coffee from 11 AM and they do a really nice lunch. So the View pub in Pegston is a pretty good place to wait for a runner if they're coming past you. And then Offley Village Hall, really limited parking there, so please don't come and park at the Village Hall because it's just going to get super congested. You can park in the village and sort of walk in, but just if you can leave the Village Hall car park to our marshals, that'd be brilliant. And yeah, spectators are more than welcome to come to the finish. They can join a bit later, park, and they can come and see you in at the finish line. The event base itself will be closed from about the race start until about 11:30 midday, as all of our team will be out on the route and that'll all get locked up. So spectators shouldn't really arrive any earlier than midday, but throughout the afternoon as people are finishing, more than welcome. We will have a pizza company serving from 1 PM at the finish line, so please support them. They've made a nice effort to come down for the day, so please make it worth their while. We will have some beers on sale, a few soft drinks, a few things, and you can just relax and hopefully the sun stays shining throughout the day. Alright, so that is the North Chilterns 50k race briefing. I hope that was useful. Thank you for watching this. You'll see me down there on Sunday. If you've got any questions for us, then you can always send us an email. But as I say, everything that you need should be on the website. So brilliant, guys. Nice one. Thanks for signing up. I will see you on Sunday.